Turn my phone off.
My name is Paul Julian, and I represent the Veterans Memorial Center, and I'm here with my partner Joe Davey, and we're here interviewing Dominick Domenico. Demonaco.
Right.
And the date is
7/28/21.
May 26, 2021, and
It's May.
Today's date.
Oh, you got the right date?
yeah.
Oh, I thought you had it wrong.
Okay, and we're at Dominick's home, and we're here with his two lovely daughters, and so I'd like to get started. Dominick, where were you born?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, and what did your parents do?
My parents, no, nothing. My father was a shoemaker at the time.
Was a shoemaker.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any brothers and sisters?
Brothers and sisters, right there. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I had 3 sisters.
3 sisters.
Yeah.
And a
Okay.
brother.
And a brother. And then, what were your, and were you, Dominick, you were drafted, and
Yes.
so what did your brothers and sisters think about you being drafted into the war?
Well, they were young at the time, so they didn't really know what was going on, So
Okay.
that's about it.
Okay. And,
They were all small kids at that time.
oh, they were
you
small.
know.
They were small. Okay. And you attended attended school through the 8th grade.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you hold any jobs before?
I was, what you call it, at that time, before I started selling ice, and then I went, and I got a job selling milk,
Okay.
Dominick,
Is that when they still delivered it?
Right. Then,
Delivered it?
that's it.
Okay. So then we'll, anything else you wanted to talk about as far as your upbringing or anything like that?
No, just bringing in the farm. My father was a shoemaker at the time. My mother was a homemaker, and we grew up with property. You know what I mean? We were on home relief at the time. We're getting, stuff from the state and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then came the war, and so I got drafted, and then I spent 3 years in the service.
3 years. Okay. And did you leave anything behind when you were drafted? In other words, you didn't have a special woman.
The old uniform.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But you didn't. When you were drafted, did you, besides your parents and your sisters and brother, did you did you have like a sweetheart or anything like that?
Pardon?
Did you have like a girlfriend?
No, not at the time, no.
How old were you when you went in? How old were you, Dominick, when you were drafted?
How old was I? Yeah, what was I? 20.
20?
20 years old.
Okay. And and when you're drafted, you didn't really have a choice as to the service, right? They didn't give you a choice to go in the Army, Navy.
No,
This went to the Army.
No, yeah, they had the choice.
Okay. And how did you get to, like, as far as how did you get to your boot camp? How did you get? Did you take a bus or fly?
No, it was a subway train.
Subway
That's
train?
about it.
And that's how you got to your boot camp?
Yeah, back and forth with the subway train.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it says here that you were munitions loader.
Yes, a musician.
Loaded bombs.
Yeah, loaded bombs and ammunition.
Did you have any schools to learn that? Did you have to?
Yeah, you had to go to school for that. Yeah.
I mean, was it long?
Pardon?
Did it last long, Dominick?
Did it do it?
Did it last long? Was it a long school?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't that long. No, because right away we got the routine. You go and then now this is in the States, and then once we learned what we had to learn about the bombs and the what you call it, the guns and all that stuff, they shifted us up to England, to Scotland first. Then from Scotland, we got stationed in England.
So you got but they were in a pretty big hurry. They weren't gonna put you through all kinds of schooling. They needed you over there.
Right.
Right. And probably, I'm just gonna guess, is probably the emphasis was safety.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing, that's
Doing
into
right,
safety.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. What is there a that school? It didn't sound like that school lasted that long. But do you have any memories, any particular vivid memories of that school?
No, not just the school until we learned about what you call about the bombs, about the ammunition, the 50 caliber ammunition. The bombs were from 100 to 500. The bombs, you know. So,
Pounds. Wow.
Things like that. So we had to learn how to arm them. We had to learn how to do it, the wires and all that stuff, you know. And then load them up on the airplane, and they took off. Some of them came back, some didn't.
Okay.
You know. So that was more or less the thing. Yeah.
Being in England, you were pretty close. In other words, you were about as close as you're going to get to Germany.
Right.
So yeah. So your first assignment was like right out of school. They sent you to England.
Yeah.
In England.
Yeah, they're in England. Yeah.
Did you just go to one base in England, or did they put you in multiple bases?
They what?
Did they locate you in one base or multiple bases?
No, they changed us all
did they?
around every time.
Did they?
Every day.
Yeah.
Not every day, but you know.
Often, huh?
Yeah. So today we would learn about the armament, you know, the 50 caliber gun, and then we had to load them. We had to show them how to you know, what you call a user, and that was it. And it was kind of scary.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would have the gun, you know, and then sometimes I have my finger by the thing there, by the trigger, you know. That was scary too, you know.
Was the operation all hours of the day? Did you go around the clock, or did you just work in the daytime?
No.
It was around the clock.
When I was told to go bombing, you know, yeah.
At any time.
Any time.
Any time.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Let's see. Now, so you qualify. So you actually had to qualify. You had a qualification of sorts, right? With the ammunition and with the bombs.
Yeah, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to qualify to be able to.
Right.
Okay. Was the training hard? Was that
the training wasn't hard. You know, it was something new to us. You know, we what the heck, what is it? You know, and all that stuff. But we had to learn it. We had to learn it. That's it.
And you had to learn it fast.
Yeah, because they would give us a test. And what we just like in school, on every Friday you got had a test. You know.
Yeah.
The same thing in the service.
Yeah. And probably you had to pass those tests or you didn't go on. Right?
That's true. Yeah.
So did you receive any promotions at that time or no?
No, just from what you call it? In the beginning, we
private. Was it a private? What are they?
Private. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Thinking of the word private.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem. Was that Dominic? Was it difficult adjusting? I mean, you were drafted.
Yeah.
And you went from a civilian to a soldier.
Right.
Was that difficult for you?
Yeah.
Was it difficult? Was it hard?
It was. It was hard. Sure different, you know.
Yeah.
A whole new ball game.
Yeah.
In other words.
Yes sir, no sir. You had to. Yeah.
Yeah.
do you have like a, so what was the hardest part? Is there a hard part as far as transitioning from civilian life to military? Was there a hard part? Was there a hard part that sticks out in your mind?
Yeah, it was, of course it was easy. I mean, we were drafted, we were in a new area, a new ball game, put it that way.
Overseas.
We had to learn all about the service, the rules, and you know, and all that stuff. We had to learn all that, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So you had to learn stuff fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to.
And you were pushed overseas
Right,
rather
that's
quickly.
it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. And
Was there an easy part?
an easy part? No.
No.
No way.
It was all hard.
No way.
Okay. Now wartime service. So it basically, looking at your notes, you served in, of course, England.
Yeah, England,
Okay. Then it has that you made your way. Eventually, you made your way over to France,
France, right.
Belgium,
And Belgium,
Holland,
and Holland.
and then Scotland.
Yeah.
Now, is that when you made your way over to those other countries? Is that as the war progressed?
Yeah, you had to.
So as the
Yeah,
campaign
right.
progressed eastward,
Right.
that's where you found your okay.
Right.
So you basically followed your squadron.
That's
You-
it,
okay.
right,
Okay.
right on.
Okay. Now, of the wartime service, when did you start? When did you start?
When I started with
In the war.
Let's see, the Japs,
41.
the Japs was
December
in 41, they drafted me in 42,
42.
or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. And how long do you remember, Dominic, about how long you were in England?
In England?
How long it took you to get to, was it like, I mean, did you, basically sounds 42, and did you make it over to, say, France,
Yeah,
like by 44?
yeah. No, 43. more or
43?
less, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you, looking at the progression of World War II, were you involved in any way in D-Day on June 6th?
And Tuesday, yes.
44. Were you involved in that?
We were 24 hours loading the planes with bombs. The planes would come back. Some would be crippled. You know, some would come back with a bomb already messed up, and some of them we watched them go. But as they came in, the bomb exploded while coming in, because it was, you know, because it got up its rack, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was horrible.
Well,
It was
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
like I say, it was an unbelievable
It wasn't good.
You know.
I mean, it wasn't. It was traumatic. It was pretty tough.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like you said, the people can die in an
Right,
instant.
yeah.
And did die in an
Yeah.
instant. Were you during the June, beginning of June with D-Day? You were still in England at that point.
Yes,
Okay.
in England, yes.
But it was 20 all hands on deck, 24 hours when they were preparing and
Right.
during the attack.
Right.
Huh? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Then was it long after June of 44 that you made your way over to France? Was it long after that?
Oh yeah, because when the Germans surrendered, they gave us a 30-day leave, but they didn't tell us that our next thing was Japan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're having a hooray, hey, we're going home, but they didn't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to Japan, not to home.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's
Things like
yeah.
that.
But they did give you 30 days leave. But I would say that we'll talk more about that. That's toward the end. You were in combat service support role, right?
And we,
Combat service support.
right.
Did you feel that that experience, which you said was tough at times, I wouldn't say it tough, probably most of the time. Did you think that it really changed the way you looked at things?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a different different attitudes, the way of living, the way of talking. You know
It changed that
Things
much.
Like,
It changed
all
that much.
Stuff, yeah.
And Dominic, Joe and I are appreciative that you're doing this, but is it fair to believe that you didn't really talk about your service that much?
No.
For that reason, yeah.
No,
That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
No.
During the time, you're over there and going involved in
Right.
trying to win the war. Did you have any kind of friendships or camaraderie with people? Did you have friends?
We all stuck together, you know what I mean? And we helped each other, and all that stuff, yeah.
Did you find that you were able to, once you got out, were you able to continue to do that, or no?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, once he got out, now I say, oh, so here I am. Now what do I do?
Right,
You know?
right. So it was quite an
Yeah.
adjustment.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And what I'd say, Dominic, is not all the people weren't like your fellow soldiers,
No,
right?
no,
They weren't.
no.
They were
Mm-mm,
different. Yeah.
no.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
Did you, during the war, did you stay in touch with family and friends?
Yeah.
Did you, like,
Yeah, what?
letters?
Oh, what was
Now,
that again?
did you stay in touch with your family
oh,
and
yes,
friends?
definitely. Every day, I would get stuff from the family, bologna and salami
Oh,
and
that's
whatever have you, candy, you name it.
That made a difference. That helped.
made a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Knowing you had a home that you're going to go to
I
after.
used to write to the Hershey Company, and they would send me a box of candy, and I would go into town, and I would give it to
the kids.
the French kids.
How
over
neat.
there,
How neat.
things like that.
How neat.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they appreciate it. Did you have any time to for recreation or?
Oh yeah,
During
you had your time. You know what I mean? Because 5 o'clock was quitting time. You know what
Unless
I mean?
a special operation,
Yeah,
unless special
yeah.
ops.
And so at
Yeah.
5 o'clock, it's quitting time. You do your own thing. You go to take a shower and get ready for supper. After supper, then you're on your own. Either you go to town and just look around, see what's what, or you stay in camp, or read a book, or watch a movie.
So they gave you some recreation.
That was our recreation.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That was it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you recall any particular humorous or unusual events?
Right. Right.
Anything funny that you recall? Any funny thing that happened?
No, really, nothing more funny. Nothing to, we just picked on the kids. That, and things like that.
Yeah. They kind of teased each
But
other.
It was all in fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't. We all had habits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And you kind of picked on them, on the habits. Yeah.
things like that. Yeah. So that's more or less so. But what you call it? We got saved because Japan surrendered.
Yeah.
So we didn't get. Our thing was to go to Japan.
The-
See, but Japan surrendered, and we didn't even go to Japan.
Well, we'll get back to that. Let me just finish the middle part of your service. And was there something you did for good luck?
Did I do what?
Anything you did for good luck?
For good luck?
Like a rabbit's tail or anything like that? No.
Nothing more.
They weren't superstitious.
Nothing ordinary, nothing.
Okay. And finally, on this middle part of your service,
Yeah.
Dominic, what was the best part of your service? What was when you have memories of service, what was the best part?
The best part was when I go into the office and I see my name for discharge. That's what I liked.
That'd have been my best part too. Okay, so we're going to now go to the end of the service, and I know you got now let's get back to the Germans surrendered.
Mhm.
They gave you 30 days leave.
Yeah.
and you're going to celebrate, and you're thinking in your mind 30 days leave, and then like I'm out of here. I'm
Yeah.
back home with it. So
That's
tell me
it.
about that.
That
Tell me
was
about
it.
tell me
That
about
was
that.
it. They gave us a 30-day leave. You know, after the war with Germany, they gave us a 30-day leave. Not thinking what was happening next, I go and get married. You know what I mean? I was on furlough at the time. They gave us a 30-day furlough. You know, so what? My girlfriends, especially the mother, her mother, demanded we get married, you know, which we did. Then we went to, which we did, and then they gave us the 30-day leave, not saying what was happening, but they pulled us surprised. Well,
Yeah.
you're here, we're going to go to Japan.
Yeah, this one small catch to that 30-day.
Yeah, so that was it.
Did Dominic? Did you? Did you marry somebody from where you grew up, or did you marry someone from over there?
No, I what you call it? My friend at the time, he introduced me to this my girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Was she from Brooklyn, or was she back over?
She was from Queens.
From Queens.
Queens, yeah. So they matched us up.
And that was right when you came home on leave?
Yeah.
Was that when you came home on leave? Did you know
Yeah.
her before that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did he know her before that?
Yeah. So they gave us the leaves, and that was it. So when I heard that you're eligible for discharge, I put my name right away on it.
Yeah, yeah. But then during the 30-day leave, did you get married then at that time?
Huh?
Did you get married during that 30-day leave?
Yes, 30-day
Did you?
leave. Yes, yes.
And then when did they break the news to you that maybe your service wasn't over?
Did I do what?
When did they break the news to you that it's not you're not getting discharged right away?
Oh.
When did they tell you? When did they tell you, Dominic?
They didn't say nothing at all. They didn't give us no news that we're leaving or something.
Did you have to go back to England, or were you scheduled
Yeah.
go over to
Go
Japan?
back, yes. Yeah. They gave us time to leave and all that stuff. And hooray, back home. Now you gotta get used to a new regime, a new way of life. A lot of stuff changed while I was in the service here in America. So you gotta get used to it.
Before you got out though, did you went on leave? Did you know before you went on that 30-day leave that you may have to go over and fight the war over in the Pacific?
No, we didn't know that.
So when did they tell you that, hey, we may need you to?
They tell me what?
When did they tell you that you may need you to work to go over to Japan?
Truthfully, I can't think of it as right now.
Okay, but did they tell you when you were on leave?
You know what?
Did they tell you that they may need you to come back when you're on leave?
No, they didn't say that. No,
Okay.
no. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
That was it.
So,
No.
do you recall the day that your service ended? Do you recall when you were like off the
recall
hook?
it?
Yeah. Can you
Yeah,
think about what
well,
happened?
Yeah, we recalled it. You know what I mean? We recalled everything. Hey, hooray, hooray.
Yeah.
But they didn't tell us that we were on our way to Germany.
Or Japan. On your way to Japan.
I mean,
So.
And that was the end of that.
So it was a premature celebration, right? Because you made it.
Right.
And when did they tell you were off the hook?
To do what?
When did they tell you that you didn't have to go to Japan? That you didn't have to fight over in the Pacific?
They didn't say nothing to us about going there,
Well, once you get done with the 30-day leave,
That's it. Yeah.
Then you were out?
Out, right.
Okay. And so when your service ended over in Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn, yeah, in Long Island, yeah.
Okay. That's where they processed you out?
Right.
Okay.
Camp Upton. That was the name of it.
Okay. Did you? So then, from there, you were already married.
Right.
So then you had to, readjust, as you were saying.
You gotta get readjusted, yes. You gotta get readjusted to a new life, a new marriage, a new girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
And all that jazz.
How how were you received by your family and community? Was it great?
Oh yeah, and everything was but in those days, what they was called block parties. Every block, had its own party,
How neat. How
and
neat.
all that stuff. You
How
know what I
neat.
mean?
Those are the days, yeah.
That's the way it was celebrated. The end of the war.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, having block parties, and that's it. And then everybody going each other's way.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Was it, Dominic, was it difficult to readjust to civilian life?
Yes, it does. Yeah,
It was
because
difficult?
There was another rules in town, and all that stuff, and all that stuff.
Did you go to work or did you go to school?
Huh?
Did you go to work or did you go to
Yeah,
school?
I went to work. Before that, I was a helper on a milk truck, selling, milk to the stores, and then the war, and then I got drafted. But after the war, I went back to selling milk to the same company. I mean, we made an agreement,
Mm-hmm.
but thank God it turned out good,
Mhm.
So I was, and then my wife at the time, she got herself a job too. So now we're trying to,
Make ends meet.
organize ourselves,
Yeah,
what to do and not to do.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a difficult decision, Yeah. Well, we had a lot of help from the families, you know what I mean? That's what helped a lot, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mm-hmm. Now,
Things like that.
you're gonna guess and say
Yeah.
that,
Mhm.
Dominic, you're Italian, right?
Yeah,
You're Italian, and was it, did you have a tight community? And
tight community,
Yeah, were
yes.
you real close in
Oh, yeah.
Brooklyn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
So that made it a little easier, right?
Easier for
Yeah,
us to
yeah.
get on, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they helped us, Yeah. So,
You can say, not everybody could say that, but not everybody says that. How so go back to the thing about, did service change you? Did your time in that 3 year or 4 years, did that change you?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Did it change you in a good way or not so good?
Not so good way.
Not so good?
There's a lot of difficulties on the way, in a way,
Mhm.
You gotta get used to new ideas,
Yeah,
new furniture, new this,
yeah,
a new way of life.
yeah,
That was the main thing.
yeah.
You had to
So
get
that
a
was
new way of life.
quite a readjustment.
Yeah, readjustment
Yeah.
from the old way, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Did you continue any friendships after service?
Truthfully, no, because everybody had their own home to go to, Some were married, some were getting married. That was the thing in those days. 90% of us all got married.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things
Just
like
to
that.
establish yourself.
Starting a new life.
Starting your
yeah.
new life, yeah. Okay.
He went to butcher school.
Oh, you went to butcher school.
Mhm.
Did you? So how long? You were helping in the milk business. Then how long did you do that before you went to butcher school, Dominic?
How long did I watch?
How long did you do that business, the milk business? How long doing that before you went and became a butcher?
Truthfully, I can't answer that. I don't know.
No.
I don't remember.
Okay. But did you retire as a butcher?
Did I retire?
Yeah, the last job you
yeah,
had.
definitely.
You retired?
Sure, yeah.
Retired as a butcher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did that, Dominic,
And that was a retirement. Was different altogether. Not now. So I'm retired. So what am I going to do now?
yeah,
You know.
yeah. Another life change, major
Yeah,
life change.
Life change. Yeah. You know.
Was
what I mean?
was the butchering better than the milk business?
Do it.
Was butchering better than doing the milk business?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
better pay?
Right.
Better pay.
And all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was a whole new ball game
Yeah.
once the war ended.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah,
A lot of different rules came into
Yeah.
town. You got to follow them. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And all that stuff. Yeah.
From what you recall, Josephine, or Margaret, did was that the last main job he did was, no?
No, he went to a butcher school by the VA, whatever, but it was at night, I believe.
Okay.
And then it ended.
I didn't hear that one.
Okay, and this is the young lady that,
Yeah, yep,
beautiful young lady that you married, right?
yeah,
And what was her name?
Josephine.
Josephine.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're named after.
Just after the boy.
Okay.
And the grandmother.
And the grandmother. And
Yeah,
the
right.
other pictures, could I get
Absolutely.
somebody to bring them up? And thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
I'd like to show some other pictures, and maybe Dominic could describe that.
Oh, that's a picture. My God. So many
Wedding.
people.
It's a
in
wedding,
there.
huh?
That's his wedding.
And that was right after you got out, right?
Right, mm-hmm.
And so was it 45 that or 40?
45, yeah.
45, okay.
Yeah, that was it.
And then these pictures here, are these the kids? And
No, those are his.
Yeah, those are
his
the-
war-
Army pictures.
his
oh, Army pictures, okay. Okay. All right. All right. And so these are various Army pictures. And Dominic, do you recall if these were over in England?
Mm-hmm.
They were over in England?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you spend most of your time, most of your service, Dominic, was it in England? Was it in England?
What you call it? We had, service time was not too much, because the war was going on, and we just had to, you know,
Okay.
go in there and
And this is your discharge. And I bet you, Dominic, you're pretty proud of this, right?
yeah,
This
mhm.
honorable discharge?
Yes, right. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And he was a corporal.
And you were a corporal. Okay. So, just a little bit more about towards the end of the service. Do you think that the service affected the way that you related to others?
Oh,
you
yeah,
think-
definitely, yeah. You know what I mean? We got to, in other words, we had to get used to you. When I first meet, you got to get your way of talking and doing things, and watch how you talk,
Mhm.
you know, you know, all that stuff.
Did the same apply when you got out? As far as did you have to?
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Right.
Sure, hmm
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So, did the time that you were in, the 3 or 4 years, do you think the experiences affected your life?
Oh, yeah, definitely, of course it did.
Do you think positive, negative, or both? Was it positive affecting your life, negative, or both?
Positive.
Positive. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And you think it? What do you think it? As far as positive, how do you think, Dominic? Does it? How do you think it positive? Can you be more specific as to what kind of effects it had on
I
you?
don't know, truthfully, I can't really answer.
Maybe the fact that you're overseas.
Yeah.
You saw
know what I mean?
different
Different
culture.
Culture, different ways. And you watch TV today, and they show the stuff that would happen during the war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It affects you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
How
Things
about
like that, because we don't want to hear no more about it. You know.
how about did it impact the way you related to others, the way you communicated with them and
Yeah.
all that?
Yeah, definitely. With a lot of strangers, we got to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had to be able to adapt to the thing.
Adapt to
Yeah.
each other.
Yes.
Yes. You know?
Not all the time.
No.
Did you get along with them? You
No.
didn't get along with everybody.
No. mm-mm.
Yeah. So
Yeah. That was it.
then we're not that far before we're done here, Dominic. Then this is important. Did your service impact your feelings about war?
My service.
Did your
definitely,
service
yeah.
did it change the way you felt about war?
Oh, definitely, of course. Sure, you think. You know what I mean? It's different because World War I was different. World War II is different. and came into all the wars after that.
Mm-hmm.
Way different than, you know, you gotta get you like you're used to stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. You gotta get a new way of life.
Do you, did the war, the World War II you were in, did it change your opinion about whether we should be in war or we should?
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, we should never be in war. Oh, forbid, you know what I mean? But
It was necessary?
you know, the war is, they throw the war at you, and so you got to fight it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Things. But that's the more or less I could tell you about the life of
A soldier.
a soldier. You know
The-
what I mean?
Is there anything you'd like to leave for posterity's sake for either your family or anything else, any kind of message about your service that you'd like to leave for your family?
Yeah. Well, they were proud of me to being in the service, you know, and thank God that I came back in one piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is it?
So it's hard to think about it now, you know what I mean? A lot of things you
Yeah.
forget, and then all of a sudden it
Yeah.
comes back at
Yes, sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
You know, and
Yes, sir.
I guess that's going to be the rest of my life.
Yes, sir.
Just thinking of that,
Yes, sir.
that war
Yeah.
that
Um,
should never have happened.
Is there anything you always wanted to share about your service or experience that you never have? Anything?
No, different than as far as what you call it, the guns, you know, and the bombs. You had to learn all about them.
Mhm.
You had to name. You got to name them. You got to know how to arm them. You know, to
Okay.
set the fuse for them, things like that. And you want to forget that, you know.
Were
Every once in a while you talk about it, you know.
would what would you like people to know, to remember from your story? Just that, you know, anything, you
That I
know.
served my country okay and all that stuff,
Okay.
things like that.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to cover in the interview?
Not that I know of much. Can't think of what we talked about so far.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. And finally, is there anything that you would like people to, was there anything you wish people knew about veterans that people don't realize?
Definitely I would. You know what I mean?
Anything you'd like to,
Let them know that we served the purpose, you know, and all that stuff, you know. And we were the heroes at the time.
thank
You
you.
know,
All
things
right.
like that.
Thank you, Dominic. Thank you very much. At this point, we'll just conclude,
Okay, thank you.
conclude the interview. Thank you
Yeah,
very
right.
much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.